Hello Aquarius, thank you very much for tuning in to your general read. For the main part of the read I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night. And on the back here is who created those. If you go online though, you can easily find that information. I also believe that Amazon still sells them. That's the set-off moment. That's it. This is Aquarius, yeah? This is a set-off moment. And then there's that one. Okay. Now I'm getting a set-off moment. So there's an event that's happening. And it's all face down, which means I don't see... there's something happening and it just seems like it comes out of the blue to me. Okay, so you got... Focus is reversed, yeah. You got focus reversed. And then you got, is that individuality and fragment. So it feels like an event. It's like when focus is reversed, it's like nobody's really thinking about what's happening. Nothing is being done purposefully. It almost feels like a random moment, almost like, I don't want to say chaos, but I just don't see, I don't see anybody purposely making it happen. But what I do get here, individuality and the fragment, it's kind of like it's throwing people off. It seems to be putting a lot of confusion, like people don't know what to do with themselves, people don't really know how to handle the situation, and it's kind of like what to do. Focus reversed is also making me feel that too, like people don't know what to do with the situation, and people are questioning like if they can even handle it. It's a lot of discord, but it's not chaos. Because I don't feel people running around willy-nilly. I just feel like something happens, and people are just kind of looking at each other kind of like, now what do we do? It's kind of like that feeling. So this happens. There seems to be a slight moment. I don't know how long that really lasts, but it's kind of like you're seeing people kind of bewildered. It's not really chaos, but there's not really, because there's not action going on, but people don't know what to do. So you've got three cards on your side. The Ace of Wands, the Five of Wands, and Success. Now the Ace of Wands and Success are really good cards. That Five of Wands is telling me you're kind of getting right in there. You're getting people active. You might be kind of like, you know, lighting a couple fires under people's butts. And you're pushing people forward. It's kind of like, for example, if you see, like, I'm getting like the idea of a china cabinet just kind of falling over. And people are like, that was worth a lot of money. Like, what do we do now? I feel you kind of like stepping in saying, well, let's pick up what we can. Let's move, let's pick this up and move it to the side. Let's see what's still salvageable. Let's see what's broken. You know, let's start cleaning it up. And I feel like that's your first step. Like, all right, this is the first thing we need to do is start cleaning it up. All right. So you clean it up. Then you're like, all right, do we have insurance on this? Okay, let's look at that. Is there insurance on this? Let's take a look down that road. What were we able to salvage? What do we have there? The things that were broken, are they completely destroyed? Or are they somewhat salvageable? Are they salvageable as in like an heirloom, like we want to keep it because we like looking at it? They're probably not salvageable as a resell thing, but whatever. Like, and this is where you're jumping in. Like, all right, let's just keep going. Let's keep moving. Let's try to do it. Let's do common sense things at this point. And I feel people following you with this. You do seem a little aggressive. I feel some aggressive energy there, but it seems to get people moving. It seems kind of warranted at this point, so I'm not feeling bad about it. I don't think you will either, quite frankly, if you have to do that. But people are just kind of going forward. You're kind of like putting out the outline. This is what needs to happen. These are the common sense things. All right, we got through the common sense things. This is what I think we should do next. Okay, we got through that stuff. Like, you're putting through the outline. Like, this is what we should do. People are just seeming to follow what you're saying because they just kind of, they're dealing with it as they need to. And you're giving them direction. You're making this easier. I don't feel like you're doing all the work, but kind of like setting up the outline. This is what needs to be done. You do this. You do that. I'll do this. That type of thing. Seems to be working out fine. It makes things a lot easier in the sense of like other people don't have to think about what needs to be done next. You just tell them what they need to do and they're just doing it. And they seem to be thankful for that. Like the fact that you're doing that, they're okay with it. Because it's one of those situations like we just got to get through it. Now, this goes on for a while. There's a period of time where this seems to just last, and it just keeps going for a while. It's not a permanent situation is what I'm getting. For that reason, you're just kind of, you're in control of it, you're just keeping control of it, you're just going forward one foot in front of the other. It doesn't seem to be bothering you. It's just kind of like, as long as I keep pushing it forward, it will get done. We keep going, we keep going, we keep going. Now, there does seem to be a spot where you have the reminder card popping up on your side, and right below it, in the environment, you have the King of Cups. I'm getting there comes a point where what's done is done. And you've kind of done as much as you can with it, is what I'm getting with the reminder. But you're kind of like, all right, things were broken, we picked it up, we called who we had to call. And then it's just kind of like, is there anything else we need to just kind of wrap up loose ends? Is there anything that we just need to make sure is finished? Like, did the insurance money come in? Do we know when it's going to come in? Are we keeping tabs on the situation to make sure they're at least looking at it to decide how much they're going to pay us for it? Something like that. Because I feel like at the end here, you're just kind of like, are we sure it's all taken care of? Just kind of like wrapping up the loose ends. When I feel reminder for you, it feels like wrapping up loose ends. And I feel like you and everybody else is feeling kind of like you're almost there. It's almost finished. We're almost done with what we're going to do. For example, if you're going to take the money and you're going to repurchase certain items, you've got that in line, where we're going to do it, how long before we get it, how are we going to do it. It's just wrapping up the loose ends. And everybody seems happy with that. Once this is done, though, I feel like people are going to completely just walk away from the situation. Once it's done, they don't want to really deal with it anymore. It's kind of like the loose ends. I feel like the loose ends are being left to you. So if there's any little things that just have to be cinched up, I actually feel that's going to be left over to you. I'm not really sure you're going to like that or not like that. It's just kind of like, well, I guess. It's just kind of that energy, like, well, I guess. The final card for this whole situation is Page of Pentacles. I do feel like you're having to have to keep track of a couple final pieces. Like, it's taking a while for these last few loose ends to be finally finished off. I feel like you're going to be kind of keeping other people in the loop about what's going on, whatever it is. And if you ask for somebody for help, they will help you. But unless you ask for it, I don't see that happening. Other people just want to, like, exit the situation. And you, just to be fair, you might have a little difficulty kind of pulling somebody in to help you. But if you do press the issue, you will get that help. It's just, it feels very reluctant, is what I'm getting. It just seems like when you get to this part where you're actually tying up the loose ends, it just seems like it drags on for quite a while with the Page of Pentacles. But I do get, you will get your reward. You will get what you expect out of it. It will happen. It just takes forever. And I feel like that's the big thing with this. It's kind of like it drags out. It just drags out. But they're saying you being in control, you kind of pushing forward the way you feel necessary is what's necessary for the situation. Like, you're in this situation purposely to be that activator. And for some of you, I feel like that's the whole point of this reading, to just kind of give you that reinforcement to say, the sooner you click in and just do it, the easier this goes, the sooner it gets underway. It is going to drag out for forever and a day, it feels like, but they're like, as soon as you click in and take that role, things will at least move forward and start. A resolution will be down the road at least. It will happen. I don't see anybody else actually picking up that baton, if you will. So they're saying it's up to you to pick up the baton to get this taken care of. I think that's the whole point. They're saying it's going to be up to you to pick up the baton and lead the way. Anything else with this? I think we're done. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.